Cleveland, city of light, city of magic. Cleveland, city of light, you're calling me. Cleveland, even now I can remember. 'Cause the kind of hold the river goes smoking through my dreams. Burn on, big river, burn on. Burn on, big river, burn on.
It's Matty and Patty, coast to coast. Welcome to the Cleveland Sports Hour. We are two self-aware but unapologetic homers who spend far too much time watching, reading, and thinking about the Tribe and the Cavs. So if you like,
Patty, what about the Browns?
What about them?
I'm sorry, I got duped.
Thank you, Luna. Luna has my back.
All right, I'm sorry. I got excited.
So, interruptions aside, if you like the informed, intelligent Cleveland fans' perspective on all things, you have come to the right place. In New York, this is world champion Pat McMahon. From San Francisco, I'm joined by fellow world champion Matt Youngner. Say hello, champion.
Hey, champ. How you doing?
I'm good, champ. Champion. Well, today's podcast. There's levels of pods. You know, there's case system.
Oh boy. It's going off the rails already.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of my own foibles here. All right. Listen, champion, while today's podcast is clearly a Tribe season preview podcast, hence the glorious Randy Newman intro to Major League.
Of course.
This has always been a basketball-first podcast, so we're going to start briefly there today before moving on to the Tribe. And if I have to, the Browns.
30 seconds on the Browns. That's it.
30 seconds. Theoretically, from the theoretical Browns. Now, Now, it's obvious, Matty, I think, to anyone who experiences this podcast, that our listeners come to us for penetrating basketball analysis, for our sage wisdom of the X's and O's, our flaming hot takes, and the endless monologues from you, Matty.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a word in? Shut up, Matty. Let me talk for a second.
That is the chief criticism of our podcast. Too much me talking.
It is. It's the biggest. Just shut the hell up. But this week, I think we have more evidence for why people come to this podcast.
It's a good week, Patty.
Good week. We are both the last man standing in our fantasy basketball league.
Oh, yeah, buddy. The best of the best. Best all year, really.
I mean, it was inevitable.
Yep.
It was sort of surprising it hasn't happened yet. It's incredible. Two genius basketball minds. It's a long time coming. This is like, a
lot of jealousy in the league too, Patty. Have you been sensing that?
Big time. This is two juggernauts finally reaching their potential and facing off in the biggest marquee matchup of the sporting universe.
Yeah, a lot of hate out there. It's been fun to watch, man.
It's been great. I've been reveling in all of it. So yeah,
the lesser minds of the league are up in arms. It's great.
Yeah, it's about right. But yes, your top-seeded Raging Hardens, very, very good name.
Thank you.
Face off this week against my third-seeded King Solomon's Dimes for the SH Players Fantasy Basketball Championship. Matty, let's just revel for a moment, shall we, in our shared greatness.
It feels pretty good.
I gotta say, right? Doesn't it feel good? I think
I'm happy.
We've earned it. I will say, all of you listening right now are unbelievably fortunate to be blessed by our joint basketball IQ. And I just want to take a moment to say it from the bottom of my heart. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yes. So, welcome to the Cleveland Sports Hour. What I love about this best, Matty, that we're facing off is that we are guaranteed, ranked number 1 and 2, the most absentee owners in the entire league in terms of post-draft roster attack.
If you want to consider that absentee, Patty, I feel like I showed up on draft day when some of the other more numbskullery of our league mates botched it. I bothered to prepare and do what I was supposed to do that day, and then I was able to be on autopilot the rest of the year because I knocked that out of the park.
If you draft right, you don't need to spend the entire year scouring the waiver wire. You can rest back and enjoy the fruits of your labor.
No. Just pathetically combing through the waiver wire week after week, trying. I mean, I guess there are some people that think that that's skill, that that's a noble somehow. It's pathetic.
Matty, you and I have important things to do in our lives. We can't be wasting our time dumpster diving for garbage. This is ridiculous.
No. I had one day that I set aside to lay out all my basketball knowledge, and I did it, and I took advantage of it. I don't see what the problem is. Speaking
of taking advantage, I would personally like to thank Scooter for helping me in this. I couldn't have done it without you, buddy. Yeah. Thank you very much.
He gets a share, I feel like, when you take me down, Patty.
I think he does. I think he does. If I'm lucky enough, and I should. By all rights, everyone has you as the favorite, and you were the most dominant team throughout the regular season.
I think you're going to get me, though. I got to say.
Yeah, the problem is that they've already announced that both James Harden and Clint Capella are going to rest tomorrow night.
Oh, did they? I hadn't even seen that yet. Yeah, I mean, I knew that was coming. With the Warriors falling apart, they got nothing to play for. So that's a big knock to you. Big knock to me is that I played it safe. I knew that Nick Batum was going to play tonight, but he's only playing 20 minutes, restriction, Achilles heel injury. I didn't want to waste 4 games and have him I was worried about that. He's having a great game already. I'm already annoyed. So maybe I screwed this up. I don't know. We're tight right now. Nah.
I have a 3 now, so 4-game advantage now. So don't worry.
I think you're going to get me.
If I,
but either way, Pat, we're both champions.
It's true. We're both champions in the two of us together. Our joint plan was to beat the entire league. So share a championship. Well done.
Yes, I feel good.
Should we talk about actual basketball aside from these fake championships that
people are probably ready for it?
Yeah, I think
tuned out already.
Do you think they've had enough of this? Okay. The Raptors game was good.
Half of it was good.
Yes, the half that matters.
Half of it was insane.
Oh my god! I mean, the first half wasn't a total tire fire.
I guess it got bad towards the end, right?
Yeah. Well,
the end of the first half, I meant.
It did a little bit, but really, I think the biggest damage was in the first part of the third quarter. Like I think we're down. We weren't down 20, were we? I think we were down 15 or 16 late in the third, and that's when we began our comeback.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, both teams were hitting ridiculous shots. But I felt like and they had a lot of open threes. They had great ball movement. But I felt like the Cavs actually were mostly in rhythm and weren't unsustainable. And that was proved to be true. We played amazing offense the entire game.
Yeah.
And eventually the Raptors cooled off. But it was a good confidence builder. But just can we talk about LeBron?
Our offense is pretty nasty right now, Patty.
It's so good because we have so many guys who can get hot, and and you can play the hot hand a little bit. But now that George Hill's starting to come into his own, Hood's getting some plays designed for him, starting to get his stroke back, get a little healthier.
He looked good yesterday.
He looked great yesterday. And seeing Nance and Love playing together, even though Nance had an off game yesterday, the two of them just play really smart. It's I don't know.
Nance is a smart player.
Nance is smart. Don't you feel like Nance is a middle ground between if you have Kevin Love on one side of the spectrum and Tristan Thompson on the other side of the spectrum? I think Nance is right in the middle. He's got Tristan's peak athleticism, but he has a little bit of a jump shot, which Tristan doesn't have, and touch around the rim. But Love,
he can finish.
Yeah, we can't shoot threes. We can finish. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's the three of them are kind of fascinating. I mean, obviously Tristan's sort of going to be like a 15-minute player. I feel like in the playoffs. We can talk more about.
Yeah, if man.
I mean, we need him. We need that extra big man. Because one, Nance gets into foul trouble very quickly.
Yeah, that's true. He fouls like crazy.
That's his Achilles heel.
Yeah, for sure.
But just seeing Love be able to pass again and just I don't know, he looks so smart out there.
I mean, I'd sort of rather see Zizic right now than TT.
I hear you, but some other people point out. I know, look, TT can't guard.
TT's not healthy right now. He's not all the way back.
I'm not sure he'll ever. That's the tough thing. I'm not sure he'll ever.
You think he'll ever be?
That's what people are saying. I was reading. I think it was Lloyd. talk about how Tristan said Tristan will never be 100% again.
Fuck.
Yeah, that calf injury. Just they took a lot of the bounce out of his step, and that's his entire game, man. Those pogo legs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's quicker and is less of a sieve on defense, but Civ does bring something on offense. It's just that we don't need that much on offense, given everything we got. So I don't know. All over the place.
He just. I mean, listen. I'm being a little facetious. I don't think Zizic is actually active for us in the playoffs.
True, but no, he's been really. That's one of the nice things that's been impressive these last couple of games. Well, before the last two with Tristan, Zizic looked really good. He
looked like a guy that could play in the league for sure.
Prospect,
for sure.
So I'm excited about that. Just having that weapon on the team going forward.
Makes the Kyrie trade feel a little bit better.
A little bit better. Oh, good night, love.
I got a hot Kyrie take coming when we're ready for it, Patty.
I think I'm ready for it now because I got some boring X and O stuff to get into. I want to hear the hot take first. My wife, Becca.
Most of the conversation around Kyrie is that the Cavs blew it.
Yep.
Right? And how could you not hold on to him? Why'd you do that? Why would Kyrie blow it?
Yeah. Is that hot?
If his mission is win championships, he's just wasted a year of his career. Because he's not winning a championship this year. It's not happening.
Matty,
he had a shot at it with the Cavs. All this talk about it's what the Cavs did wrong. Maybe he did something wrong.
Yeah, Matty, I'm not sure this is a hot take. I think this is just stating the obvious.
You think so?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are making this point at the time. Like, what the hell is wrong with him?
I just listened to a lot of Bill Simmons, and I get
Bill Simmons is a jackass.
Fucked up the other way about it.
I mean, is there anyone with a more consistently bad take about sports these days with a platform?
You should have listened to him like 10 days ago. He spent a lot of time arguing that LeBron shouldn't be first team All NBA.
that deserves a cackle.
So stupid.
He also tweeted right in the middle of the Raptors game.
Yeah.
He called this goofy Cleveland team. It was get torn up by any team with a pair of good guards.
Yeah.
To just obliterate them. Well, yeah, win a close game, but what a jackass. No, I remember at the time people pointing out, like, this is bizarre. You get a annual guaranteed trip to the finals with LeBron. Why wouldn't you take that? Why wouldn't you take that? And instead he went to the Celtics because he wanted to be the marquee guy, and I don't know.
And he's hurt again.
I feel bad for him. He's hurt, obviously. I mean, that's extension of the Klay Thompson dirty play. It wasn't a dirty play. But I'm always going to call it a dirty play.
Well, it's pretty interesting that those guys – I mean, one, just a testament to LeBron, what a monster he is.
Oh, Jesus.
But they're talking about how all the Warriors guys are getting worn out with – this is their fourth long run this year. You know who's not getting worn out? You know who's going to play 82 games this year because he decided he wanted to? Fucking Christ, man.
You know who's raising his career averages in every category?
No, it's amazing.
You're in the league and he's not going to win MVP?
Yeah, it's so silly.
The greatest player of the year, having his greatest statistical season ever, isn't going to win MVP because everyone's like, "Oh, Mark deserves it."
This is one of those things where it's like when Jordan didn't win MVP every year. You just sort of invented reasons not to do it, and you're sick of it. It's the same thing. Well, that's incredible.
Look, Harden has an amazing statistical profile, which if you take away his uncanny ability to get referees to blow bullshit whistles on him before him. He's not as impressive, statistically speaking. His EFG goes down. I mean, everything that's amazing about him statistically starts to go down. So basically, congratulations for winning MVP on the strength of arbitrary refs.
Whoa, boy, Patty.
That's a hot take, Matty.
Yeah. You showed me how it's done.
Don't give me this garbage. A reasonable take about Kyrie Irving blowing it more than the Cavs did. Cavs said, all right, you don't want to be here? I guess we got to make the best of this. I mean, like, I would have kept him. I would have tried to, like, force him to that crazy ass motherfucker to stick around and win more championships for us, and figure he'd come around. But
he's nuts.
Cavs are making the best of it here, and also let's just it's kind of fun watching one more year. You know what's nice about this Cavs team? Here's another quasi hot take, because we do have Kevin Love. That's a little different. Doesn't it feel kind of nice? Doesn't this Cavs team feel a little bit like, I don't know, those feel good Cavs teams LeBron's last 2 years in his first go around?
Oh, well, the Delonte West, Mo Williams.
I mean, a vastly more talented version of that, including Kevin Love. We don't have a big three. We actually have an incredibly deep team of role players.
Yeah. Who's our third best player, do you think, right now?
It's a total toss-up. Some days it's Nance, and some days it's George Hill. Some days it's Hood. Some days it's Clarkson. Clarkson, NBA superstar. Did you hear about that?
I don't know if I did.
He appeared in the South Asian Heineken ad, and he was referred to in the ad as NBA superstar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is this came out around the exact same time that he had his
that dinosaur steak.
Dinosaur shit, which was perfectly timed for the Raptors.
That's pretty incredible.
Amazing. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. So I don't think it's a hot take. I think you're right. That is a totally legitimate take. I think Kyrie made a big.
He just tossed away a year of his career.
Year of his career gone. Now, you can say
it's not a year of his career gone, but he's not. If the championships are the goal,
fair. But you can argue that he couldn't have predicted that. What's his name?
Haywood would get hurt.
Yeah, or that his knee would go out again, even though he was threatening to hold out the whole year for his knee.
Yeah, I guess so. That's stupid, but I guess so.
Like that team still on its own was not going to beat the Warriors or the Rockets.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what they're like next year, but it'd be great to see LeBron stick around and get a real test against them. But look, we got to get through the season first. We got to get through the Raptors. I'm not taking the Raptors for granted. We had a good win against them, but
they worry you though.
A little bit. I'm going to say they worry me a little bit. They have, first of all, they play very good defense. They've got some guys that can bother LeBron. Although when I looked at the stats on this, Siakam and somebody's pointing this out. It was like 54 possessions that Siakam and that rookie, I forget his name, Ogabunye, is his name?
Oh, the kid from Indiana.
Yeah. They both guarded him for 70% of his possessions. 54 possessions total, and LeBron scored. The Cavs scored 72 points in those possessions.
Yeah.
I mean, now Siakam clearly bothered him from a scoring perspective, but LeBron racked up like 8 or 9 assists when he was guarding him. So it's just like that guy's, oh my God, it's another level he's doing right now. But look, no, I think they cause a lot of problems just because they can hit threes. The thing is, they can get cold from three, like we can get cold from three. But I think we have a LeBron and they don't, and that's what it comes down to. Well, let's see. But I think it's gonna be a tight game. I would be shocked if it goes less than 6. Wouldn't be shocked to see it go 7, and I could see us losing. I could see us losing.
I could see us losing to anybody. Still, I still got that in me.
I know.
I'm scared I think we draw Washington right now in the first round. That scares me a little, honestly.
A little bit.
If Wall's back.
Oh, if Wall's back. I mean, again, their depth isn't that good, right? Is my
no, I agree.
We got 3 solid bench guys, but they got a lot of scrubs, and we can exploit that. But here's my big concern, but I'm not entirely. Here's my quasi concern. So I talked about this to you and your brother on the on WhatsApp, but so I can make a big deal about the wingspan of this team, right? That Calderon aside, there's no one with less than 6'5" wingspan, which means long arms, disrupt the passing lanes. All of a sudden, we can switch everything, and you saw that against Brooklyn in particular. They switched everything, maybe with exceptions for big men. But my concern is, and they are good. You see that with their long arms, they disrupt things. They play good team defense because they're longer. They can cover more space. But when they guard guys one-on-one, just play one-on-one, Clarkson and Hood are kind of awful.
Yeah.
They're terrible. Does it matter if you can't defend anyone one-on-one if you got long arms? I don't know. They got roasted regularly whenever someone just took them off one-on-one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, our defense is bad.
Yeah, it's bad. This needs to be.
I'm not super confident about it getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think us caring and paying attention matters.
Yeah.
And getting locked in, I do think that, but there's just, I don't know. It's sort of fun rooting for a team with bad defense and awesome offense. So, to be honest. If you're asking me to pick between this or like the mid-aught Pistons teams,
or the Mike Fratello '90s Cavs,
yeah, you know what I'm picking.
Oh yeah. It is definitely more fun to be a good offensive team. That's for sure. I mean, my hope is that both have the athleticism, the quickness, the speed to be good at defense. 1-on-1, maybe they'll get there. I don't know. One thing though is that George Hill, I saw early on, a couple times he got blown past by guys, but Mike Savagno of Fear the Sword had this good breakdown in his mailbag today. He analyzed it's called like adjusted points per game or deterrence factor, meaning how many fewer shots you take per game.
Sure.
When you're guarded by this person, or how many more fewer points you make. And he clearly has a strong impact against all really good players. Kyrie in particular scores way less per game and takes 20% fewer shots. It's a clear difference. Like he deters them from taking.
Yeah, he's solid, man. Did I lose you, Patty? Patty. Patty.
Matt, you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. I think I lost my internet for a second. Let's back up. Where'd I cut out? And I'll trim this later.
Talking about George Hill. Deterring shots.
Matty, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, so where'd I cut out?
George Hill deterring shots. He'd taken Kyrie. Kyrie even against them was, like 20% down on whatever you said on shots taken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just saying I'm really excited having somebody like George Hill with his basketball IQ on this team next to LeBron. Just gets me really excited. That was the end of my rant.
What's your favorite five-man for the Cavs right now?
Ooh. It's matchup dependent, but definitely Love.
For sure.
Loving
LeBron.
Oh. Yeah, but watching Love just tool Valanciunas, but also all the big ass dudes on the Nets.
Yeah.
It's devastating. If you try to play traditional center against Kevin Love, you're fucked, man.
Mm-hmm.
But certain lineups where you're not playing a traditional center, Kevin Love is not the center I want. I want Larry Nance. That's the point. Make you pick your poison. You want to play your traditional big man? We're gonna fuck you. You want to play small? Then fine. We'll move Kevin Love to power forward, and then we'll play Nance in the center. And Nance and Kevin Love combined, and LeBron too. LeBron's such a good rebounder. He's been putting his mind to it. We'll outwork you. We'll hustle you. And I don't know. I've loved how our rebounding deficiencies just completely turned around when Kevin Love came back.
Crazy, isn't it?
Crazy. Like we didn't give offensive rebounds that entire first half against Brooklyn tonight or afternoon.
He's underrated, man.
Oh man, crazy underrated. People saying he wasn't going to help us when he came back. It was ridiculous.
Somebody was saying that.
Serious people were saying that, or like he wouldn't help us defensively. It's like,
that's ignorant.
Fine.
That's
also,
ignorant.
It's already terrible. One and two, like we need a good offense, and sometimes such a pop is a profit. Sometimes your best defense is
securing rebounds is part of ending a defensive possession too.
Also true. We got so many offensive boards when he was at. It was insane.
It's been great having him back. I'm excited. I assume you want them to hold on to the 3 seed.
Yeah, I think so. I'd rather play the Raptors in the conference finals.
Deal with the Celtics, maybe. I mean, I guess the Celtics might have a hard time getting out of the first round if Kyrie's back.
I'd love a couple warm-up rounds, right? To get these guys to continue to gel together. They only got like how many more games? 10 more games?
9, I think.
Cool. Yeah, they need more time to gel and figure out everyone's position on the team.
No, it's true.
Yeah. All right. Shall we shift to what the podcast was putatively about?
Sure. We're gonna have to go quick here, Patty. You're on a schedule.
I'll extend. I got a little excited about the Cavs. I can't help it. This is a basketball first podcast. It is.
That's true.
I can't deny it. Try baseball, Matty. It's back.
Boom.
Mariners on Thursday.
It's exciting. Kluber versus King Felix.
Oh, that's right.
I can't wait.
I'm excited. So let me start with the headline item. One of our fantasy basketball league owners, not a Clevelander, wanted to know if we thought there was a tribe regression coming this year. What's your take, Matty? I defer to you on this subject, the subject of baseball in general. No other subject do I defer to you on because
of course,
I'm better than you. Go ahead.
There's some concern for that. It's
Hey, Matty.
And I don't think there is. Yeah.
Start again. You got cut off there.
Oh, sorry. I think that there's a little concern for it, and I think it's offense and a little bit of bullpen depth. Bullpen depth doesn't really worry me. I trust this organization to come up with relievers who can get the job done, and they were already adding bodies at the end of last year that make me think they can do it. And Brian Shaw, God bless him, but his arm's going to fall off at some point. It's crazy what he did for them the last 4 years. So I feel fine about their bullpen depth. Their starting pitching is awesome, and while there's always reason to be concerned about pitching getting hurt, they have enough depth that I think they can. But starters the last couple, I think they can't continue to do that.
Can I answer on the starting pitcher? Do they have depth? I mean, obviously they have the main 4, right? Kluber, Carrasco, Bauer, and Clevenger. But after that, I thought we were losing some of our most experienced arms to because they're out of options. Right? Matt, are you there? Oh, shit. Matty, buddy.
Hold on.
I think this time it's on your end, buddy.
You there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Matty.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right. Where'd you lose me?
You said, do we have pitching depth?
Yeah, I was going to point out. So we have our main 4. At the big league level, we have our 4, right?
Who are you considering the 4th?
Oh, Clevenger. I mean, Kluber, Carrasco,
okay.
Bauer, and Clevenger.
Yes.
Tomlin, sure.
Plus Tomlin, very serviceable 5th starter. I feel good about him.
Absolutely, gets hurt sometimes. But after him, did we lose Merritt?
No, he's starting the year on the DL.
Okay, who else is there?
Danny Salazar?
Well, that's the big question. Is Danny Salazar going to be a starter?
They'd still like him to be a starter, I'm pretty sure.
I thought they were thinking about transitioning him into being a super reliever.
They're thinking about it.
I think it's smart because he can't stay healthy, man. I wouldn't be trying to put a starter's innings on that arm, given how has he had a single full season, like one maybe, without going on the DL?
A legit full season? No, I don't think so. Because even his first year, when he pitched the wild card game for us, he wasn't up the whole year.
Yeah, I think especially because we need like an elite arm to potentially replace Miller and
Cody Allen.
And next year, I think we got to start grooming him to be a dominant Miller type reliever who can pitch 2-3 innings.
So it might go that way, but I'm saying he's still there though.
That's true. But beyond him, I mean, who else we got? Tristan McKenzie?
He's not going to be ready yet this year,
right? No,
I don't think. That's still pretty good.
No, still pretty good. But if we got a couple of injuries,
that's 7 starters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Can go start if they need them to.
But that's how I feel about the bats. There's a lot of guys who might regress, a lot of guys who might surprise, but we have so many options, right? No.
But I mean, we're gonna lose somebody this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because Urshela or Gonzalez are out of options.
Right.
I was starting the year on the DL, but we're gonna lose one of those guys. Which is not I mean, I like them, but I think I fell in love with it a little bit and shouldn't have. Diaz is starting the year minors.
That's fair.
He has options left. We've got some life left in him, but yeah, we have it. You're right. There's a ton there. And I think how we do sort of depends on, does Brantley come back and have to when he's been, even when it was in the first half of last year? Mm-hmm. That's pretty huge. Does Kipnis return and plays like he did in 24 minutes? So for the concern of regression, I think it could go I don't think Lindor's regressing. I don't think Jose Ramirez is going to regress.
Yeah.
Encarnacion didn't do anything out of line with what he's capable of last year. So I actually think there's more upside in this lineup than downside.
Encarnacion's getting a little older, but he had a pretty down year average-wise. Not that he was always a 300 hitter or anything like that, but he had 250 last year, which is a big drop in average. He still hit for power,
and that's about what I expect. But I don't think he's not going to fall apart.
No, I don't think. I hope not.
And I think you have a question here about who could break out. I'm hoping Zimmer can come have a year.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I want to figure out. Who's the young guy that we need to break out? I mean, Zimmer will be the biggest one because
Allen, I think they really view as full defender, but he's ever going to be a star. And Diaz too hits the ball super hard, but he's got to learn to elevate a little bit, I think, to really have a better shot. But Zimmer, man, he's going to play a lot this year, and it felt like pitchers sort of figured him out in about end of June last year. So it's on him to come back and make an adjustment this year, but there's plenty of reason to believe he can do that.
I certainly hope so. I mean, the good thing about Zimmer is that Zimmer at least is going to give us a plus. He's going to be a plus player. Even if he struggles.
Even just with his defense.
Such a good defense player, on-base guy, just so good. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, he could. If I'm looking for somebody that could break out and be a huge difference maker for us, I think it's him.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Yonder Alonso, he had a really nice spring, I gotta say.
That's good.
But
that's what I mean.
Homers.
We have so many options, so many positions like first base, the outfield, with all these mix and match guys that Tito can play with. Even if someone's having an unexpectedly bad year, we have so many options. I mean, Chisenhall was having a career year.
Yeah.
Last year. Yep. And I expect him to come back. We've been missing Roger Dorn.
Geyer?
Yeah. The MVP of getting hit by baseballs. And he was a great hitter against left-handed pitching and a super valuable platoon. He was hurt all last year. So yeah, Brantley to that mix. Chisenhall, Zimmer. We got depth in case someone's
Rajai Davis back.
Rajai Davis is back, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. And also, like, who's the big threat? The Twins?
Yeah, the Twins could do so. I mean, in the division, Tigers have given up. The White Sox have a lot of really good young players, but they're a little ways away. Mm-hmm. The Royals, I guess, are going to try to make a go of it, but I have a hard time imagining that really happening. But the Twins, I mean, they added pieces. They got good young players. They're the threat.
But are they a legitimate threat?
Yes. Yeah, they're a legit threat.
Right.
There's a world in which things could break and they could win the division. That's not impossible at all.
If they win the division, I feel like a disaster has to happen for the Indians. No?
Disaster.
Have the Canadians have a 90-win season and lose the Twins? How much
that would be hard to imagine. We'd have to end up in the high 80s, and they could edge us by a couple games.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like because of interleague play, we'd have to have a disaster of a season and play much below expectations. I expect us to have low 90s win total this year.
Yeah, that's about what they're projected at.
And that should be enough.
Yeah, but Lindor gets hurt and misses a month. Mm-hmm. A couple things go bad. It could happen.
But the important thing, right, as we always say, is to have the right mindset going into a baseball season, which is just get close. Get close.
Right. And there's every reason to expect that this team should be contending in September. That's all that matters.
As long as we have a shot at the playoffs in September, that's all you can ask for every single year. Because once you get in, doesn't matter
who the fuck knows.
Such a huge variance. Like 2 years ago, we had no business getting out of the first round against the Red Sox. And we went to went to the 10th inning of Game 7 of the World Series. Last year, we should have actually gone and won the World Series with that team. And we lost the goddamn fucking Yankees because of some crazy variance. Honestly, because Aaron Judge is a tall fucking asshole who caught that would have been a sweep in the first round.
Caught that Lindor home run ball.
Yep, the Lindor home run ball. That's what it would have been.
I'm excited. They're fun. They're a fun team. They should still be, I think there was some worry that maybe the window was closing after this year because we're going to lose Miller and Allen probably. I don't think I think that, they're holding on to those pitchers are here through 2019, 2020. And I think they contend with Lindor, Ramirez, and those guys. That's enough to build on. And they got some good stuff coming up in the minors. I think we've got to run here. I don't think it's going to close that fast.
I agree. And Andrew Miller said the same thing, actually, which is kind of a weird thing for him to say. He's acknowledging, I won't be here next year, but they'll still be really good.
Yeah.
But he's like
very matter of fact in baseball.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like I think a big union rep too, so he's very matter of fact all this stuff. He's just like, look, all the guys you guys have under control. Like these are like the studs of your whole team. Like you're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
he's right. So yeah, I feel good about the Tribe this year. Regression's obviously always possible, but I feel like a lot of guys were underperforming last year that could and should do better this year.
No, I think it helps us rather than hurts us actually.
Agreed. Matty, do I have to talk about this?
You don't.
Should we?
Who do you want them to take at 1-4? Let's just do that, and then we'll get out.
I don't know. I guess Sam Darnold.
I mean, they're gonna blow it. Whatever quarterback they take, this is almost the worst case scenario for me, where there's like 3 quarterbacks that they could take up there. I'm just like, we're gonna blow this.
The more guys there are to take, the more likely we're gonna get wrong.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
One guy who's obviously the best player. Why couldn't that be?
Right? That's the clear cut number one look style.
It's like,
do this and don't think twice.
Based on performance and all intangibles, it's got to be Rosen. Oh, except that he gets concussions really easily. He might be like, his career will be done in 3 years. Right. You want has the most physical profile, the best, most likely to succeed, like a higher ceiling. That's Sam Darnold. Oh, but he also just crazy fumbles a lot and turns the ball over a ton. Like quarterback. Oh, he's kind of an asshole and reminds you of Johnny Manziel. Oh, great.
Baker Mayfield. He's the one I don't want under any circumstances.
Obviously. And then who's the fourth guy? The guy from Wyoming, small school. You passed up on something else. He's doing really well. But really, there's no other good reason to want this guy except that you passed up on a guy from a smaller school. And you feel bad. And you feel bad that you passed up on him. I don't know. Fuck it, man. I guess Sam Darnold and Chubb, if Chubb's available. He might go to the Giants.
No interest in Barkley?
I don't know. I just love the idea of having Chubb and
Myles
Garrett on the edge. And then we also have what's his name? Who's still pretty good. Who's his name? Second round pick from 2 years ago.
Yeah. He's got the funny last name.
Just Anyway, the point being, those guys, having those guys on the edge, having nasty ass rushers like that, plus a quarterback, I love that. If he's not available, I still don't think I'd take Saquon. I mean, I'm excited about Carlos. Carlos is a good running back.
I like Carlos Hyde.
Saquon, I mean, he's an amazing player. I don't know. I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't like taking.
Don't invest in running backs. That's sort of the right.
Got burned by Trent Richardson. I can't do it again. I'll make it Fitzpatrick, I guess. Get a nasty DB.
So, Patty, last question before we get out. What will it take for you to get excited about the Browns? Legitimately excited.
Yeah, I'm going to be
a win streak. They win 3 games in a row at some point.
They will have a winning streak at some point. I will raise an eyebrow at a winning streak. I will pay attention. I will go, oh. But I will not be into it because it's all fool's gold. I remember when Scott got me excited about the Browns during a game against the Patriots. So I broke down and I got excited, and the Browns proceeded to blow a 20-point lead. And then they just constantly lose from there on out. It was the turning point. I started to care again. The Browns were terrible. So I'm going to hold out and try not to care as long as I possibly can.
What if they're 4-1 after 5 games?
Nah. I won't be. No.
Ooh, all right.
My attitude is.
This is smart. This is very smart of you. I'm not disputing it.
My attitude is, and I say winning streak is winning 1 game is 1 game. Winning 2 is called 2 in a row. That's not a winning streak.
Yes, I agree.
As Lou Brown taught us, to say, when you win 1 more, that's called a winning streak. So if we get a winning streak, I will raise an eyebrow. If we stretch it to 6 games, all right, then I'm starting to come around.
6 games? Oh, Jesus Christ.
A lot of
6 games in a row.
Matty, there's a lot of built up.
I don't think that's possible.
To work through. I don't think it is either. That's why I don't give a shit. This team is terrible.
You're right.
If they finish a year 8-8 or 9-7, I'll start paying attention again. I'll give them credit, but they gotta stop. They gotta not have a losing season, and then I'll pay attention.
That's okay. That's fair.
That's fair
enough.
That's my cutoff.
You're gonna watch the first game of the year though this year, won't you?
Oh, of course. I'll watch that shit. I'm not buying DirecTV. That's really the marker, Matty. If I buy a Sunday ticket, that means I'm back in. And I last year was the first year I did not buy a Sunday ticket and did not purposely avoid every single game. I always watch a home opener. I'm a Cleveland fan, unlike some fair weather assholes out there, dear friends of ours who are just terribly misguided. I will still watch, home opener, and I will, I'll cheer for them, I'll root for them, I'll pull for them, but I'm not gonna believe in them.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, they're an embarrassment. They're a joke. But I will say I like the Tyrod Taylor trade. I like him. Say that.
Yeah, in a vacuum, I like what they've done this offseason. They're making moves to be a real team. Yeah, they've got this huge war chest of draft picks.
I question dumping Danny Shelton for nothing. So I don't know what they're expecting to replace him with. But I thought he was good or okay.
Yeah, I thought he had a nice year last year.
So I don't know, but we'll have to see.
We shall see.
We shall see. All right. So we should touch base again before the first round of the playoffs, right?
Yep. Couple weeks, Patty.
Couple weeks. Excited. Exciting news. What is the day of the playoffs? When does it start? Like the second week of April, right?
Hold on one second. I'll tell you. I mean, I don't think we don't know the exact.
No, but the basic general playoff time start, I believe, in the second week of April. So I have a huge and important news for you.
Hold on, Patty. Their last game is April 11th, so I think it starts that next weekend. 12th, 13th, the 13th, 14th, 15th, somewhere in there.
You know that every single time I have traveled,
something bad happens
in the spring, which I like to do. Every time I've done that, disaster has fallen. Somehow, some way, we have lost.
Yep, I know. I'm familiar. I don't like it.
Last year, when I traveled to Spain last year, during the playoffs, it's fine. We did well while we were there, but of course, things didn't end well. The one year I didn't travel abroad, Matty.
What happened?
We won a championship, 2016.
Oh boy! Well, that's all I need to know.
2008, excuse me. The Orlando Magic traveled to Vietnam. 2009 against the Celtics, Spain. 2015, I believe I traveled to Thailand. Kevin Love has arm torn out at socket. In 2016, we won. I didn't travel abroad.
So what's happening this year, Patty?
I'm traveling abroad.
Oh, Jesus.
To Spain, but I am back, my friend, before the playoffs begin.
Oh, I think we're safe then.
I don't want. It's just saying. It's something to keep an eye on.
All right, that's good.
So you're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
Good. Thank you for thinking of us all.
There you go. I do what I can. All right, that does it for the Cleveland Sports Hour. Oh, wait, Matty, wait, let's check in on our score of our.
It was 7-2. You were up last I looked.
Oh, nice, dominating.
I think he's dominating.
Just dominating, Matty. 1
turnover, 2 blocks, 13 points. Dominating.
It's yeah.
No, Harden and Capella resting means I'm in big trouble, though. I'll tell you right now.
You are in big trouble. But my blunder and not rolling the dice on Nick Batum seems like it might give you a chance. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
We shall see. Fingers uncrossed. My time, Matty. All right, that does it for the Cleveland Sports Hour. Until next time, this is Matty and Patty saying.
Friendship.
Yep.